Hello again and welcome to the real world. Today we're going to be going through drawing a map of the universe. You will be using this map to identify with me along the road as we go through this series to decide where each creature goes on the map. I'll be marking mine along with you, as I already know this by memory, but I'd like to have one really printed out so I can just have it on my wall, which is something I'll do later. Okay, so you want to start off by drawing. Okay, well, you want a piece of white copy paper. Just a piece of white copy paper. And I'll wait while you get that. Okay, now to prevent this from being far too realistic, now, while it should be mentioned, usually the light side will be drawn on the right hand side, and usually the dark side will be drawn on the left hand side. For the purposes of this map, you will be drawing the light side on the left-hand side and the dark side on the right-hand side. Now, how do we start off with this? Well, I want you to go to the direct middle of your paper, and I want you to do a small circle. It doesn't have to be too big, but also it's big. It should be big enough for you to write in, but not big enough to take up more than, say, 2 thumbs, I guess you could say. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be an artist. Then, in the direct middle of your paper, I want you to take your finger and I want you to go all the way to the right-hand side of your paper. All the way. And directly in correlation with the middle of your paper, so you're directly in the middle of the upper right edge and the lower right edge. And I want you to write the word darkness, and I want you to put that in a circle. Okay, now that you've done that, I want you to do the same thing over on the other side in direct correlation with the first circle and the second circle, and I want you to write light. Alright, now you have your 3 circles here. You have light and darkness in the middle of the first circle I asked you to draw, the small circle in the middle. I want you to write the word peace. P-E-A-C-E. Peace. Alright, so now I want you to go in between darkness and peace, directly in between, and write the word fire, and then put that in a circle. Again, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It can be an oval. It's not perfect. This isn't for summoning purposes or anything like that. This is just a map of the universe so you understand the different energies and the different things that I will be going through with you in my style of energy work. Okay, now I want you to go in between peace and light, and I want you to write the word water and put that in a circle. Alright. Now, I want you to go from peace all the way down to the bottom of your page, and that's like take your finger from peace and in a straight line go down to the bottom of your page, and I want you to write the word earth, and then put that in a circle. And then the same thing from peace to the uppermost point from peace with a straight line, and write the word wind and put that in a circle. So now at the top part of your paper, in the direct middle of the very top part of your paper, when it's turned long ways or whichever way you have it, you should have wind. At the bottom you should have earth. On the 2 sides you should have darkness and light. And in the middle you should have peace. If you haven't done those, you should do them now. It should look a lot like you're just drawing it's just simple. It's just circles. Just circles with words in them. That's it. Okay. Now we have 4 more elements we need to talk about. You need to go in between wind and light, find a space in between wind and light, and write love. And then in between wind and darkness, you want to write the word hate, and put both of those in separate circles. They each get their own circle. Alright. Now, go in between darkness and earth, and write the word death. And you want to put that in a circle. And then you want to go in between light and earth, and write the word life. And you want to put that in a circle. Okay, and now that you have all these, and they're all separate circles, there's nothing connecting any of them. Now we start off with the arrows. Now you want to go to darkness, and you want to put one arrow to the fire circle, one arrow going towards the hate circle, and one arrow going towards the death circle. And you want to do the same thing for light, one arrow going towards the water, one arrow going towards love, one arrow going towards life. Okay, you have that. Next, go to the top of your page and draw one arrow from love to wind and one arrow from hate to wind. And then the same thing for earth. Draw one arrow from life to earth and one arrow from death to earth. And then I want you to take one arrow going from fire to peace, going from wind to peace, and then going from water to peace, and then going from earth to peace. So these are 4 separate arrows, and they all go to peace. And that is essentially how the universe essentially works. So these are the 11 energies of existence. At least I think it's 11. Yeah, it's 11. The 11 energies of existence, or 12 if you want to count the neutral energy from which all energies are made. And I'm going to go essentially with like a bedtime story for you. Long ago, the great neutral energy created darkness and light. Darkness and light warred until they made up and made love. And through that, 6 children were born. Love, water, life, hate, fire, and death. From death and life warring, and eventually compromising, Earth, the element of cycles, where all things live and die, was born. And from love and hate warring, air, the element of free will, was born. And then, from fire, darkness, light, and earth, they all collided to create the element of peace. And from peace, all primordial demons, angels, and humans, as well as animals and many other things, were born. You could say that the creation of peace was the equivalent to the creation of the Big Bang. This was how the universe expanded and how the universe existed. Next time, vampires. Like, the full history. Because I know about it. And I know that you're going to be very intent on me explaining all this. How do I know it? Well, I'm not sure I can share that with you. If you're from Facebook and you're watching these videos, then you know how I know it. I got an in with a certain deity. I happen to be... Yeah, it doesn't matter. But, join me next time for the full history of acetans and vampires, as known at least to me. Which is a lot. It's going to be a long episode. See you then. Bye.